Today, we're going to tackle a really dangerous paradox in business: how doing everything right can actually be the very thing that leads to your downfall.
I mean, think about it. It's the question that keeps successful leaders up at night. You're doing everything you're supposed to do, you're listening to your customers, investing in new tech, you've got the best team, and you're focusing on the bottom line. And still, somehow, you can get completely blindsided and lose it all to some small, scrappy newcomer. How does that even happen? So here's what we're going to break down. We'll start with the success to failure paradox, then get into the difference between sustaining and disruptive innovation. After that, we'll expose what's called the good management trap, and finally, we'll give you a practical playbook for how to handle all this.
All right, let's jump right in. We're starting with this core puzzle, this paradox that seems to link incredible success directly to failure. I mean, just think about some of the giants. Sears? They were retail. Digital Equipment Corporation, or DEC, they were the undisputed leader in minicomputers. And Xerox? Their name literally became a verb for copying stuff. The thing is, these companies weren't badly managed. At their peak, they were the gold standard, the businesses everyone else admired. Well, what happened? The answer is kind of shocking. It wasn't because they got arrogant or slow or couldn't execute. The real cause of their downfall was the very thing that made them great in the first place: their good management. Yeah, you heard that right. The decisions that were so critical to their success were the exact same ones that led to their demise. So, to really get our heads around how good management can be so dangerous, we need to talk about two very different kinds of innovation. Honestly, this is the key to the whole puzzle. Okay, first up, we have what's called sustaining innovation. This is what big, successful companies are amazing at. It's all about making your good products even better. You know, you add more features, you boost performance, all for your most important, high-paying customers. It's predictable, it's super profitable, and it's exactly what your best clients are asking for. And then there's disruptive innovation. And this is a completely different animal. At first, a disruptive product actually looks, well, kind of junky. It underperforms on all the things that the mainstream market cares about. But, and this is a big but, it has other things going for it. It's usually simpler, way cheaper, or just more convenient. And that's what lets it get a foothold with totally new customers, or the ones nobody else is paying attention to.
So let's put these two side by side to make it crystal clear. Sustaining innovation, that's about serving your best customers with better stuff for great margins. Disruptive innovation, on the other hand, creates whole new markets by serving the overlooked customers with something cheaper and more convenient, but, and this is key, with really low profit margins at the start. That right there, that's why the big companies almost always ignore the threat until it's way too late. Okay, this chart is so important. It shows you exactly how this plays out. That top line, that's the performance your best customers are demanding, right? Established companies are experts at chasing that line upwards. But look at the bottom line. That's the disruptive tech. It starts off looking like a toy, totally not good enough. But here's the kicker. Its performance improves at a much, much faster rate. And by the time it crosses that threshold of what the mainstream market considers good enough, it is game over for the big guys.
So you can see how this works, right? Now let's look at how this creates a trap that even the smartest, most competent managers walk right into.
I mean, come on, these are the golden rules of business, aren't they? Every business school, every consultant, every CEO will tell you, listen to your customers, focus on your biggest and most profitable markets, and only invest in things that promise a high return. This is Management 101. But here's the trap. Following those perfectly logical rules creates this powerful filter inside a company that just systematically kills off any disruptive idea. Think about it. A disruptive product has a tiny market, your best customers say they don't want it, and the profit margins are awful. So any rational manager looking at the spreadsheet is going to make the correct decision and say, nope, that's a bad investment. The company's own systems and processes make it almost impossible to chase disruption until it's staring them in the face. And this really brings us to the core dilemma, summed up perfectly here. The logical, competent decisions of management that are critical to the success of their companies are also the reasons why they lose their positions of leadership. Powerful stuff. So if following the old rules is a trap, what are you supposed to do? Just start managing badly? Of course not. The answer is to create a new playbook, one that's designed specifically to harness these disruptive forces instead of getting crushed by them. All right, here are 3 key plays from that new playbook. Number 1, create a separate team. You have to give the project autonomy. Build an independent team to shield it from the main company's processes and its demands for big profits. Number 2, match the team to the market size.
A small, hungry team will get excited about a small, emerging market. A giant corporation? It won't even register as a blip on the radar. And number 3, embrace discovery, not data. You have to plan to learn rather than just execute a pre-made plan. You can't analyze a market that doesn't exist yet, so you have to focus on discovery and iteration.
Okay, let's wrap this up by boiling it all down into a few practical takeaways you can start using right now. So what can you do right now? First, start actively looking for the toys, the technologies and ideas your competitors are laughing at. Second, find the customers that are being ignored. Who are the big players completely missing or overserving with features they don't need? And finally, this is maybe the most important part. When you find one of these disruptive ideas, do not try to force it into your main business. It'll get crushed. You have to protect it. Give it its own space, its own team, and let it grow. Your job is to find and serve the clients the giants have left behind. And all of this leaves us with one final and maybe uncomfortable question for you to think about. What's the thing that you and your team are rationally, logically, and competently deciding to ignore right now?
Answering that question is the first step. If you're ready to actually take action on those opportunities, to move forward and find those new clients that disruption unlocks, then go ahead and book a free call with CT Marketing. The link is right below.